Hi guys, and welcome back here to Drone Emotion, a channel where we do drone videos and where we cover the most recent and most relevant drone news. Today we're back here once again with a brand new video with probably one of the most exciting ones we've had in the past year. And that is because we have received the confirmed specs for the DJI Mavic 3, from the flight time to the camera resolution to the zoom features, to the obstacle avoidance, to the controller, to the size of the battery. I mean, we have pretty much everything regarding the specifications that the Mavic 3 will be having. In today's video, we're going to be sharing all of this info with you. In addition, we're going to be sharing with you the images that have been leaked of the Mavic 3 for everyone who missed out on our video from the past few days. So in today's video we're going to be going over all of this info, and it's going to be one which you will not want to miss out on. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome here, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because in this channel we will always be the first ones to bring you the most recent drone news, no matter what. So if you want to keep up to date with any upcoming DJI product such as the Mavic 3, Mini 3, or any other upcoming product coming in the near future, guys, this is the place to come for all of the leaks and updates regarding any new product from DJI. So with that being said, we're also in the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're watching today's video and you're not subscribed to the channel yet, well, I invite you to go ahead and join the Drone Emotion family, so that you can help us get to that goal, which we're really not that far away from, guys, and every day we get closer to it. So I will truly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. So with that being said, why don't we just go ahead and dive right into today's video, which is going to be an extremely exciting one. So in our last video, we shared with you the first leaked images that we had of the Mavic 3, and in that video we told you that in this video we were going to be talking and sharing with you the specs that this new Mavic 3 is going to be having. So why don't we just go ahead and get us started and take a quick look at these Mavic 3 images, and then we'll move on to talk about the specs that it will have. So right here on the screen is the Mavic 3, guys. So there we have the Mavic 3. What do you think? For everyone who missed out on our last video, we shared them with you, but here we have them once again. Without a doubt, there we can see our camera. First thing that we can see is that it looks kind of weird at a first glance. It kind of remembers us of the Mavic 2 Enterprise, which we're going to be taking a look in just a second. But what we have right there is a dual Hasselblad camera setup, which is really nice. It's going to be able to shoot 5.7K resolution, and it's going to be having an aperture of f2.8. It's going to be a 24mm lens. Now we don't know if it's going to be having variable aperture, but as far as right now, we've received confirmation that the aperture is going to be fixed. We just have an f2.8 aperture. I don't think it's going to be variable as much as we will desire. If anything changes, don't worry, you will know it here first. Now what we have on the top is a second Hasselblad camera, and that is going to be a 7x zoom camera. Now I want to talk real quick that these images are coming thanks to a great guy, Drone Modelismo, which is a Brazilian YouTube channel. So his link is going to be down in the description, and that's how also he got these specs. So in case you're wondering where are these specs coming from, well, they're coming from him. He was able to get an exclusive view at the Mavic 3, and he was able to share with us these images. Obviously they're not the real deal, the real image. He had to draw them out because for obvious reasons, and these are the specs that we have at the moment confirmed. Now let's go ahead and keep on talking and sharing with you some more images of the Mavic 3. Now we know that the new Mavic 3 is going to be having a new collision avoidance system. Now something very interesting is the fact that the side sensors had been removed. Let's go ahead and take a look at that image where we can see that the side sensors are no longer placed on the sides. Right here on the screen, guys. And there we have that image, so we can clearly see that there are no side sensors. I don't know what DJI was thinking, but if they left those out, I think that's gonna be a big mistake, because those are probably one of the most useful sensors you can have on a drone, especially because whenever you're flying sideways, you don't see what's next to you. So that is a must to have. I don't know what DJI was thinking, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But it looks like we won't be having lateral sensors in this Mavic 3. Now I want to talk about the name of the drone. Will it be called the DJI Pro 3 or the Mavic 3? Because we've seen in the past few years, the past few months, that DJI has been dropping the first names on their product, and well, we have received confirmation that it's going to be called the DJI Mavic 3, okay? Not the Pro 3. So I think that's real nice that DJI is keeping the Mavic name. Now, let's go ahead and keep on talking about what else do we have. Well, we also do know that the Mavic 3 camera is going to be having a 16mm adapter lens. So that's real nice. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the format. Well, we're going to be having Apple ProRes format support. I think that's something a bit crazy to think about, but it looks like right now that's what the specs are indicating to be for the Mavic 3. And I mean, this is pretty much what we find on the DJI Inspire 2. That's crazy to think that we're having this kind of format support on a portable drone. Just crazy. But let's go ahead and keep on talking. Well, we're gonna be having a 1TB internal memory. What do you think of that? With the Mavic Air 2 we had an 8GB internal memory. With this new Mavic 3 we're gonna be having a 1TB internal memory. That's just mind-blowing. What can I tell you? I'm pretty excited for that. Now let's go ahead and talk about flight time, something very important and something that a lot of people of you have been wondering. What will it be? How long will this new Mavic 3 be able to fly? Well, I am glad to tell you that we have received confirmation that the flight time is definitely going to be improved. The original Mavic 2 had a flight time of 30 minutes. Well, with this new Mavic 3 the battery has been increased in size. The battery is between 5,000 and 6,000 milliamperes. Still nothing confirmed on the battery how big it's gonna be, but it's gonna range between those numbers, between 5,000 and 6,000 milliamperes. Now the battery is going to be mounted from the back, just like what the Mini 2 style was. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the drone. So there we have the back of the drone, guys. There we have it. So definitely it looks quite similar to what we had with the original DJI Mini 2. So there we can see our backward sensors look like they're positioned on the sides of the drone. Something quite interesting to note. Now, flight time, what will it be? Well, the flight time will be more than 40 minutes. I mean, this is just absolutely nuts. What can I tell you? I'm pretty excited and pretty hyped to see that DJI was able to go over 40 minutes with an over 40-minute flight time with this drone, especially because of how big this drone is going to be. Now, that's definitely a big improvement over the original Mavic 2, so I'm really glad that DJI was able to improve that flight time. Now let's go ahead and talk about the gimbal, because we have some pretty important information right there. The gimbal now will be having an integrated automatic lock. So this basically means that you will no longer need to have this little acrylic protector thing in order to keep the gimbal nice and secure, because otherwise this gimbal will move all over the place. And with that, well, the camera is going to lock into one place, and most likely we're not going to be having to put that acrylic protector. Still, that's not confirmed if the protector is going to be needed, but it will have an automatic integrated lock system. So that's real nice to know. Now let's keep on moving and talk about what other things do we have here on the Mavic 3. Well, we know a lot of stuff about the camera, as we've already mentioned. Now let's go ahead and talk about how big the sensor is going to be. Well, as you guys know, about 2 weeks ago approximately, we shared with you a video about how big the camera sensor was going to be, and that is because thanks to the guys over at Drone DJ, they mentioned in one of their articles that the Mavic 3 was going to be having a micro four thirds sensor. But what we have right here on this image that I just shared with you, that does not look like a micro four thirds sensor that we have on the Inspire 2. I mean, that's nowhere close to that. What we have right there, I believe, is too small for it to be a micro four thirds sensor. I'm pretty sure that's a 1-inch sensor in the bottom, giving us probably 20 megapixel images. Still, we don't have how big the resolution for the image is going to be, but do expect this sensor to be a 1-inch sensor. Now, we do know that it's going to be the Mavic 3. Now, I know you guys are a bit confused. Well, then what happened to the micro four thirds sensor? Was that fake? Was that not real? Well, guys, in our next video we're going to be talking about whether or not there will be 2 versions, but I think that's likely, and I think there's a probability that this is going to be the Mavic 3, and then we're going to be having the Mavic 3 Pro with that micro four thirds sensor. So stay tuned for that video coming here in the next few days. So make sure you subscribe and turn your post notifications so you don't miss out on that video. And let's finish this video off talking about the controller, because we have received also information regarding the controller. The Mavic 3 will use the same controller that we have with the Mavic Air 2S or the Mavic Air 2. So this controller right here that we have is the one that we're gonna be having on the Mavic 3. I am personally a bit disappointed because I was expecting to see a completely redesigned controller, but it looks like DJI is going to be sticking with this controller. Hopefully they are able to add a nice LCD screen right here to give us telemetry, which is nice, and like what we have on the Mavic 2. I think that's something real nice and handy. But at the moment, that is not confirmed, and the only thing that we know is that it will be having this controller from the Air 2. And also, we received once again confirmation that there's going to be a new smart controller released alongside with the Mavic 3. We shared this info with you about 2 weeks ago approximately, and well, once again we have received confirmation of that once again. So those have been the specifications that the Mavic 3 will be having. Let me know what you guys think. Are you satisfied with them? Were you hoping for more? Were you hoping for less? What are your thoughts? Don't hesitate to leave them down in the comment section down below. I would love to know what you guys think of these specs on the Mavic 3. So it looks like these are the specs that we're gonna be having on the Mavic 3. Stay tuned for next video because there might be a Mavic 3 Pro coming alongside with this Mavic 3. So you're not gonna be wanting to miss out on that video, guys. So that's all that we have at the moment regarding the Mavic 3. As soon as we have any more new info, and also stay tuned for our next video. Release dates coming up, guys, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. We're gonna be sharing that with you in the next few days as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This is gonna wrap up today's video. This is Drone Emotion signing out.